6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is a news edited by Lal Malwarachi and read by J. Yogaraj. First, the headlines. State Minister Lasantha Alagiyawana says price control of rice was removed to ensure smooth supply. The government stresses there will be no fuel shortage in the country in future. Transport and Energy Ministers plan to increase the transportation of fuel by trains. The International Day for Awareness on Food Waste and Food Pollution Reduction falls today. News overseas. A top US general warned Al-Qaeda terrorists in Afghanistan could threaten the US in the near future. In sports, Mumbai beat Punjab to maintain playoff hopes. And those are the headlines. State Minister Lasantha Alagiyawana says that the Cabinet of Ministers has decided to remove the price control imposed on rice to prevent any artificial shortage of the rice in market. A decision has also been taken to import a buffer stock to prevent any possible shortage in the coming weeks. Addressing the media yesterday, Minister Alagiyawana said that the government has decided to intervene in the market prices of rice if any faction attempts to exploit the government's decision to lift the control prices on rice. The government and the Consumer Affairs Authority would step in again to protect the consumer. The minister, however, pointed out that the guaranteed price for paddy would not change and the government would intervene if the mill owners buy paddy below the guaranteed price. The government's aim is to protect both farmers and consumers in this backdrop. Cabinet spokesman Minister Ramesh Patirana says that there will be no fuel shortage in the country in future. He made these remarks while addressing a media briefing on cabinet decisions earlier yesterday. There is no shortage of fuel. The government has the necessary financial provisions to import fuel. Therefore, the public should not have any doubts or undue fears about a fuel shortage, he added. The central bank previously stated that the government would provide the required dollars to import fuel for the next 3 months. However, this could further shrink Sri Lanka's foreign reserves, which have already plummeted to $2 billion under the current administration. The government is negotiating a $500 million loan from India and a concession from the United Arab Emirates for fuel imports. This news comes to you from Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The Transport Ministry, together with Energy Ministry, have planned to increase the transportation of fuel by trains from 30% to 60%. Since fuel transportation is currently handled by buses, fuel transport by trains will help to ease the traffic congestion as well. This will also help to decrease environmental pollution and road accidents caused by buses. This was revealed during a discussion held between Transport Minister Pavitra Waniyarachi and Energy Minister Uday Gamanpilla at the Energy Ministry yesterday. The Ministry of Health reported a total of 932 persons have tested positive for COVID-19 yesterday. This brings the total number of confirmed cases of coronavirus registered in Sri Lanka to 515,534. Total recoveries have increased to 456,087, while currently 46,651 infected patients are under medical care and home-based care. The death toll, meanwhile, has risen to 12,786. Agriculture Minister Mahindananda Algamage has instructed Ministry Secretary Professor Udit Jayasinghe to set up a mechanism to monitor research in the agriculture field from one centre and transfer the results to the farmer expeditiously. The Minister instructed the Secretary during a discussion with the Secretary at the National Institute of Agricultural Research and Policy yesterday. Many institutions in our country conduct research on various topics, but the results of such research do not go to the farmer. The Minister said that a new mechanism should be set up in this regard. The Colombo Magistrate Court has further remanded former Governor Asad Sali until October 12. Sali, who is currently receiving medical care at the Colombo National Hospital, was not produced before the court when the case was taken up before Colombo Chief Magistrate Buddhika Sri Ragala yesterday. On March 16, the leader of the National Unity Front, NUF, was arrested by CID and was detained under the provisions of Prevention of Terrorism. And that was local news.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
International Day for Awareness on Food Waste and Food Pollution Reduction falls today, and adopted by the 74th General Assembly of the United Nations in 2019, September 29th of each year has been designated as the International Day for Awareness on Food Waste and Food Pollution Reduction. The Environment Ministry will commemorate the event on Zoom at the Ministry. Minister Mahinda Amravira and Ministry Secretary Dr. Anil Jayasinghe will deliver the keynote addresses. Dr. Uday Kanta will deliver a special lecture on food waste. This day is celebrated with emphasis on sustainable food production, consumption, and food security and nutrition assurance. And that was main news.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And now in Watch Live.
The Health Ministry requests the parents not to direct their healthy children above 12 years of age for vaccination. Deputy Director General of Health Services Dr. Hemant Herath says, though the vaccination drive for children aged 12 to 19 years is being conducted, it is only for children with comorbidities and disabilities. He added that the ministry has to be extra cautious when deciding to give vaccines for healthier children under the recommendations on experts in the field. Therefore, Dr. Herath requested the parents of healthy children not to rush to vaccination centers to get their children vaccinated for the time being. And that was Watch Light.
World News.
First, the headlines of the world news. A top US general warned Al-Qaeda terrorists in Afghanistan could threaten the US in the near future. Female Afghan judges hunted by the murderers they convicted. Prime Minister Johnson says a UK fuel crisis starting to ease. And those are the headlines of the world news. Top US General Mark Milley has warned Al-Qaeda terrorists in Afghanistan could threaten the US in a little as 12 months. The Taliban had not broken ties with the group responsible for 9/11 and themselves remain a terror organization, General Milley said. He and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin are being questioned in Congress about last month's pullout from Afghanistan. They were the trailblazers of women's rights in Afghanistan. They were the staunch defenders of the law, seeking justice for their country's most marginalized. But now, more than 270 female Afghan judges are in hiding due to a fear of redistribution under Taliban rule. 6 former female judges spoke to the BBC from secret locations across Afghanistan. All of their names have been changed for their safety. Throughout a career as a judge, Nazuma has convicted hundreds of men for violence against women, including rape, murder, and torture. The fuel situation in the UK is starting to improve, PM Boris Johnson said. as he urged motorists to fill up their cars in the normal way. He said the situation at fuel stations was stabilizing and people should be confident to go about their businesses after days of queues and pump closures. Labour said the government had let the country crash from crisis to crisis. And that was World News. In development news, DIG of the Central Province, Chandan Alahakon, says there is a new police station will be set up in the province within this year. This is a move under the President's vision of prosperity to provide people-friendly police service to the nation. Buildings for the new police stations have already been selected. And that was development news.
Sports news.
Hardik Pandya and Kieran Pollard shared an unbroken 45 to help holders Mumbai Indians to victory over Punjab Kings in the Indian Premier League. Chasing 136, Mumbai had slipped to 92 for 4, but Hardik made 40 not out and Pollard on unbeaten 15 to see them home with 6 balls to left in Abu Dhabi. And that was sports news.
A safe, easy and versatile app for all your banking needs. NSB Pay for monetary transactions, bill payments, reloads, credit card payments and Lanka QR transactions. A range of facilities with multiple account registrations. Access to your bank needs wherever you are. Download the NSB Pay app from the Play Store or the App Store for free now. For more information, call your nearest NSB branch or 0112 379 379. Conditions apply.
Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Consumer Minister Lasantha Alagiyavanna says that the government plans to import 100,000 tons of rice. He said the rice would be distributed to Lanka Satosa and cooperatives. Rice imports were controlled in order to keep prices up and help farmers, but the consumers are being helpless, he said. Minister stressed that the rice mill owners are now hiking the price of rice illegally, but the government is closely observing the tendency. And that was business news.
Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
A safe, easy and versatile app for all your banking needs. NSB Pay for monetary transactions, bill payments, reloads, credit card payments and Lanka QR transactions. A range of facilities with multiple account registrations. Access to your bank needs wherever you are.
Economic news. Courtesy of
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Sri Lanka's merchandise exports in August has recorded an increase of 14.4% to $1,083.56 million as compared to $947.2 million recorded in August 2020 as per the data released by Sri Lanka Customs. The services exports estimated by EDB, which include ICT construction, financial services and transport and logistics, recorded a worth of $2,184.5 million during the period of January to August 2021. And that was the economic news.
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather report.
The Met Department says showers or thundershowers will occur at times in western, Sabarkama, central and northwestern provinces and in Galle and Mathura districts. Showers or thundershowers may occur at a few places in Uva and eastern provinces and in the evening or night. Wind speed can be increased up to 50 kilometers per hour at times over the island, particularly in the western slope of the Central Hills, northern, north-central, northwestern, southern and western provinces. Before we wind up this news podcast, let's look at the main points once again. State Minister Lasantha Lagiwana says price control of rice was removed to ensure smooth supply. The government stresses there will be no fuel shortage in the country in future. Transport and Energy Ministries plan to increase the transportation of fuel by trains. The International Day for Awareness on Food Waste and Food Pollution Reduction falls today. And with that, we conclude this news podcast of Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.